how do we introduce conversations about intimacy? Because I think when we think about having conversations about sex, we're talking about for lack of a better word, the nuts and bolts of it. This is intercourse,
The logistics.
the logistics. You use the term touch crave. Is that what you said?
Oh, I said
Touch
skin crave. You know, when you have
skin
babies
crave.
and you gotta put the baby on there. That skin crave never goes away for us.
Skin
right?
crave and
Until we
touch
leave
hunger.
this earth. Yeah. And it's real. And it's like what we try to do is manage it during adolescence. Like the goal for many parents is like, how can I stop sex? Versus there are other normal processes that you are aware of that you're trying to stop: intimacy, hugging, skin craving. I mean, there's studies where you'll see fathers will stop hugging their kids at a certain age. And we have kind of like crossed our gears there in terms of what intimacy is versus sexual intercourse. Totally different.
How do we introduce conversations about intimacy? Because I think when we think about having conversations about sex, we're talking about for lack of a better word, the nuts and bolts of it. This is intercourse,
the logistics.
the logistics of
Can
it. Go ahead, Nikisha.
I'm just going to jump in. We're going to let Dr. Kim give the actual answer. So first of all, y'all remember, I didn't want to have any of these talks with my daughters at all. But as we grew together in the idea of these things, it became really clear to me, because they're homeschooled, Kim, and they don't have a lot of outside exposures at all. They're very, very sheltered. It became apparent to me that I had to be the one to introduce all of these topics to make sure that they were well equipped when they go out into the world. And so to answer your question, Crystal, I use a lot of media. We've been watching Forever together. We talk about the scenes. We talk about how those two, the main characters, interact with each other, connect with each other in different ways. We haven't even gotten to the sex scene yet. There's all sorts of intimacy between the two main characters. We talk about meeting some of those physical needs and how intimacy is such a broad spectrum.
Intimacy and pleasure, and how teaching about those things actually, for me, prevented the sex that I was worried about them having. But that goes back to, I'm not going to leave this 5-year-old alone. That goes back to when that 5-year-old starts expressing sexually, how you respond to that is what introduces shame.
A perfect example would be masturbation. Can we say
Yes,
that? Okay.
yes.
But how we respond to if we see a young child touching themselves, right? And not shutting it off, but then giving parameters. Like, I know what you're doing, may feel good, or you're feeling sensations you've never felt before. That may be something that you need to do in the bathroom or in the privacy of your own room. Never in public, not in school. It gives them permission to like make themselves feel good. And when we teach them about intimacy and pleasure, they're not seeking negative sexual experiences because they know that there's other things.
Do it
There's
themselves.
trust, there's kindness.